the best retirement community in the country?
Otterbein.
All right.
Otterbein.
All right.
Otterbein, baby. Love, baby.
Okay.
Otterbein.
Well, it has to be Otterbein.
Okay.
I think it's Otterbein.
I love it. All right, Cincinnati Bengals.
Hey, don't move all the way.
We'll see you in the game.
Go Otterbein right now.
Go Otterbein.
So I am Drew Allen. I work for Otterbein SeniorLife. I am our home office director of culinary services. I just returned from attending my first Super Bowl. It was the New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl 60. It kind of felt like going to an award show. Not saying people were dressed up in tuxedos and gowns, but they probably knew for the last month what they were gonna wear. They were coordinating. You know, you knew who was a Seahawks fan, you knew who was a Patriots fan. For the game, Otterbein gave me a custom Otterbein jersey that I wore that said, "You oughter be at the big game." One or two people did come up and say, "I like that otter on that shirt." But as I went around and asked people, who is the best retirement community in the country? And somebody said, "It's Otterbein." He said, "You know why?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because of their great food." Why?
Because they have the best chef, and like you got to go with all the food, right?
Oh, I love it.
You gotta eat. You gotta eat.
I didn't even tell him to say that. And this lady said, "Like an otter that's on my arm." And she showed that she had a tattoo of an otter, and we thought that was just amazing. So, you know, we got there on a Wednesday, but there's things going on all throughout the week. I think they invited some either high school or college bands there during the week to play live music, you know, and we were able to watch them. At the NFL Experience, and this is one of the video clips, they had a Build-A-Bear. If anybody out there doesn't know, in some of the malls around the country, you go up and you pick the bear, the color of the bear. As they're filling the bear with the cotton and things, you're helping to put the cotton in there. So I went up and purchased a Dallas Cowboy. I know there's some people out there who's gonna say, boo. Probably the biggest thing that was, I know on social media, but I got to see in person, was they featured a enormous, I'm gonna call it a Dinosaurus Rex burger at the Super Bowl. It's a $185 burger. No, I did not get it. I did not buy it. In general, for Super Bowl week, I mean, there was nice different twists to the normal stadium dogs, different types of desserts. Yes, that was a lobster in waffle. That was a fried lobster with a strawberry-ish waffle, I believe it was. One thing, you know, when the Super Bowl goes to these different cities, each city is trying to one up the next one. You know, we have to do something different. We want people who are traveling all over the country, the world, to go back and say, I went here and I tasted this. What was it? I think after the halftime show, I think some of you probably didn't get to see it live, but at some point you might have saw that we had a person run out on the field. So, you know, was able to see that live. You know, again, just so many different things, so many things going on. I had a couple of people give me some ideas. You know, wouldn't it be fun if some of your chefs, you know, they came back and, you know, they saw what the Super Bowl was serving, and then they tried to serve it at their communities. And I said, you know, I like that idea. What I like even better is maybe next year we look at what they're gonna be serving at the stadium for next year, and we get that a couple weeks in advance, and then our team kind of does that weekend. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll see one of them one day at the Super Bowl.